Hello, I'm Dave Abrams.
And I'm Kristin and Dave. Welcome to Anne Arundel County Week in Review. In this episode, we'll gaze into the future for Odenton and tell you how to take advantage of the great classes at Anne Arundel Community College. But first, making headlines this week. Every year, the police department teams up with the community for a great party, and the summer was no exception. All across the county, from Crofton and Brooklyn Park and Early Heights to Shadyside, residents got a chance to meet the officers that patrol their neighborhoods. And of course, there were demonstrations, contests, and lots of cool police equipment. We caught up with Captain Katie Goodwin, Western District Commander, about the event.
Communication, dialogue, it's an opportunity for them to see us in a different light. We're not always out there locking up the bad guys. It's about us seeing that we're good people, that we're here to help them and to make them safe. Just to see that friendlier side to us, not the side they always see on TV or in the newspaper. We're having to go out there and fight crime and lock up the criminals. They get to see the other side of us, where we want to see their communities a better place for them to live and have a quality of life.
As always, people came out in force for this, even though we had a little rain. But Dave, was that a clown I saw?
That was a clown.
You know how I feel about clowns.
I know. I put that in the package specifically for you.
You are so mean.
This was a good clown, though. This was a police clown.
No such thing as a good clown.
It's a police clown with a tricycle and you're driving the kids around.
Lock them up.
Why would you do that to...
Lock them up.
That's just wrong. You should be nice to clowns. They're nice to kids.
No.
Okay, well, Kristin, we got in our time machine this week and we saw the future of Odenton.
Well, that's fun.
Staff from several county agencies heard from the public on a draft master plan that will set the course for the town center that has been envisioned for several decades. Among the items discussed was how to improve the MARC train station's parking, how to mix retail and residential, and how to attract businesses to locate there. We talked to Mary Buckholder from the Anne Arundel County Economic Development Corporation, and here's what she had to say.
Well, in terms of the development, there's been a lot of new development that's come online over the last 2 years. There's quite a bit in the pipeline. So some of the vision that was laid out several years ago is actually starting to take effect. And we have a lot of new apartments. The occupancy is great on the new apartments that are located in the town center. We also have some new retail that has moved in, and most recently a 50,000 square foot, 60,000 square foot Giant announced moving into the town center. There are some other new developments, a couple of new restaurants that are coming online, one under construction and probably set to open by the end of the year. So a lot of good things are happening. So I think that's part of that, and then part of that is laid out in the vision of the plan. But there's more to come. There's more that we hope will be accomplished.
Kristin, I think Odenton Town Center is on the verge of breaking out.
This is exciting.
It is. When you drive around the area, there's so much going on with National Business Park and NSA and Fort Meade. A lot of the infrastructure is there. There's retail there. There's commercial there. And as we mentioned on this show, Giant is coming.
Yes. This is great timing.
Yes. And there's two more residential communities coming. One's called Broadstone and one's called Novice. I think Novus. And there's also another development that's about to happen that I just can't reveal at this moment.
Is it called Kristin?
I think Kristin might like it, but it's not called Kristin.
Is it called Unicorn
You know what?
Land?
I can't tell. I can't tell anyone. It's a secret. It's a secret. You know, we had this whole Kristin thing ready, and now you just spoiled it because...
I just ruined it. The next Odenton community is going to be called Kristin.
Wow, that sounds really special.
You can live in Kristin. Well, why do you have to tease us?
I can't wait to move to Kristin.
Well, I guess we're all going to have to wait because we don't know the real name yet. Now, you may remember that our interns took over Week in Review a couple of weeks ago, and they did a great job. Well, next week they go back to school, and we miss them already. Andrew White returned to Washington and Lee University, where he will be a junior. You may remember Andrew gave us a field segment on the county's fire boats and interviewed Fire Chief Alan Graves. Next was Terrence Brownlee, who hosted the show and is returning to Towson for his senior year studying government and politics. Terrence is also a standout linebacker for the Towson Tigers, so be sure to follow him throughout the football season. And last but certainly not least, Frances Reynolds, who stood in for me hosting the show, goes back to sunny California, where she's studying communications at Berkeley. We want to thank these students for all of their help and time this summer. They did a great job. Now, if you or someone you know wants to participate in these internships, we've got the information for you. Go to www.aacounty.org and click on the link under the banner about the internship program. That will direct you to the application form, and the deadline to apply is September 14th. Dave, were you ever an intern for anything?
No, I've never been an intern. I had a what's called a graduate assistantship.
Okay.
When I was in college, where I earned money toward my tuition. What about you? Were you an intern? Did you have to go fetch coffee or anything?
I was working at 15. My mom had to drive me.
Me too. I worked at Heckingers.
You were Heckingers.
I worked
That's
at
right.
Heckingers.
And I
like
remember
8
going
years,
when it used to be called Heckingers. My first job was at the Bowie Bay Sox Stadium.
Really?
Yep.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, I love baseball. So I was making the ice cream sundaes in the little helmets. And I guess they saw some kind of progress in me because within my first 2 weeks there, they made me the manager of the ice cream shop and I couldn't even drive. But I could do inventory.
Wow.
It was a great experience for a teenager, let me tell you.
Well, did you get a chance to see the show with the interns that the interns did?
They were really great.
They did a great job.
Gave me a run for my money.
And you know what? You know that they're all going to do well in life because every single one of them was breaking down every time they did something. Oh, I did this wrong. I did that wrong. I said, guys, you did this your first time. And
right.
I mean, imagine the first time. We're going to have to pull up like the first time we did this.
I don't think you're going to find any mistakes, Dave, but go ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Wow, very confident. But seriously, I mean, these guys, I got a chance to interact with the interns on a daily basis whenever they were in the office, and they just did a great job. They have a lot of enthusiasm, and they loved doing the work that we do for the video production and the social media and all that. They did a really great job with it. So we wish them the best, and I'm sure they're going to do very well back in school.
Kudos to the county exec office for offering the internships.
Yeah, the county executive Shu is really committed to this. He's always had interns, and now the county has sporadically had interns before, but now we have an established program with a process, and it's very organized. And so we're going to have a lot of talent coming in and out that will bring to everybody who's watching the show.
I better watch my chair.
You absolutely better watch your chair because you never know who's going to come next. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll talk to James Jackson from Anne Arundel County Community College about the upcoming fall semester. No, not fall. We want more summer.
Yes.
Take a look at our community calendar for events around town, and don't go away. We'll be right back.
If you store your guns properly.
So not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories. Or scary news reports.
I won't have to hold someone's hand and shout you're gonna make it.
And I won't have to tell my kids, this isn't a drill.
Please.
Please.
Please. Please.
Please.
Do it for us.
For us. Do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
Well, welcome back. As we know, the summer is just getting ready to end, unfortunately, and fall is coming, and that means school will be in session. And we're really happy to have a special guest today, Mr. Jim Jackson from Anne Arundel Community College. And Jim is going to tell us a little bit about the upcoming fall semester. Thank you for being on the show.
It's great to be here. The college is ready to tell its story.
Okay.
Mr. Jackson, let's hear a bit about yourself first. What about your education? Where do you come from?
I love this area. I got a chance to come here first in 1971. I came here as an 18-year-old midshipman, and I graduated from the Naval Academy. From there, I went on to flight school, and I was a Navy pilot for 20 years. And after that, got a chance to retire, but I wanted to give back to young people. And I love STEM because aviation was STEM. So when I'm visiting the middle schools and the high schools here in the county, I can bring maybe a little bit more authenticity because I'm that role model that looks like a lot of those kids at Annapolis Middle School and Bates Middle School and Annapolis High School.
For anyone out there, STEM stands for, in case you don't know,
the science, technology, engineering, and math.
Very good.
And you don't siphon any students off into the armed forces, right? You're a recruiter for the college, right?
for the college. And I would tell any student, you know, how can you add value? And the military might be great for some people right out of high school, but most people, we want you to add value. So go to college first. So I'm a college recruiter first and a patriot second, still, you know, guiding a lot of those students, even some of the community college students, off to the military. And as it turns out at the community college, I get to do a little bit of both. We're a military-friendly college. We've been given that designation. We've got over 500 active duty Coast Guardsmen, sailors, and Army service personnel that are going, and their families right now. We have online students that might be people serving overseas, and we have some students that are going to University of Maryland. Isn't that your alma mater?
That's right.
And we have
I liked it so much I went twice.
We have some folks who are in the ROTC program at University of Maryland, and they take some of their general education classes at the community college.
I had no idea there was such a connect. And how long have you been with Anne Arundel Community College?
I know I look young, but I've been with them for 17 years.
17.
So I've had a lot of time to really get to visit every high school in the county, all the private schools, and most of the middle schools, so that I've been able to kind of see a whole legacy of students getting a chance to move ahead. So it's really been, to me, inspiring.
Absolutely.
Well, we'd be remiss if we didn't say thank you very much for your service,
Yes.
and you've clearly committed your whole life to serving people, so thank you for that.
Well, you're certainly welcome, because there's nothing more fun than knowing that when you're out serving your country, it's so that people right here in Anne Arundel County can feel safe, and I can come back home. I tell many people my story of visiting Chicken Roost Deli, where Ruth many years ago served me lunch, and now coming back, 40 years later, I still have a soft spot in my heart for the people of Annapolis.
Oh.
So let's get down to business here. The school's going to start soon, but so tell folks out there, if they want to register for fall classes, what are the deadlines and what's the process?
The good news, we never turn anybody away. Everybody's allowed to come, whether you have a high school diploma, whether you have a GED. As long as you're 16, you're welcome to come. There's no deadlines. We'll take students up until the first day of school, and the first day of school this fall is going to be August 25th. So we'll work with students up until that day. We've got plenty of room, and the message I'm supposed to share is invite everybody to come.
Yeah, you even mentioned it can be the first day of school, and you can come register for classes that very day.
That's right. Sometimes students like, well, isn't college going to cost so much? And I remind students that at a community college, you kind of pay as you go. It's almost like a shoe store. You put 20% down and 20% each month. Our typical 3-credit class is $400. So your initial commitment is 20%, or $82 to start college. So when I visit Glen Burnie High School, when I visit Meade High School, where some of the students are really concerned about money and funds, when they understand that that commitment is a very easy one, and we can help them also get financial aid, college is really possible. And that's my message. College is possible.
And also, they're not just going to any community college. I mean, we're tooting our own horn here, but we have one of the best community colleges in the entire state of Maryland and possibly the country. Very high quality courses available. It's not just any community college that you're
we have great facilities, but the real heart of our college is our faculty. My hat's off to our faculty because they really devote themselves. They're not writing books, they're not doing research, they're devoting their time to the students. And I think that the faculty are a hidden treasure, but maybe not so hidden.
Absolutely.
And they've really helped us innovate. We've got some new courses coming online. One's going to be landscape architecture. So that's a booming field where people will actually get to do a little hands-on, but also learn some of the background skills for architecture and landscaping and construction design, and go into a field where they can make money. The other area that we're really happy about is in other parts of the county where we have Fort Meade and some of the other high-tech areas. We have a lot of students, especially young women, going into cybersecurity and the more STEM-oriented programs.
Yes, I love
so
it.
we're glad to see that.
Of course, in my
That's
spare
it.
time.
Yeah, you do a little hacking sometimes.
Well, it's great. The other thing that we're really happy about in that part of the county, besides just the cybersecurity and the technology, a lot of people are really enjoying working in the hospitality industry. So everything from our continuing education programs, where we're still opening up classes in casino school, where you can learn to be a dealer, where we're kind of bolstering our area in event management, where students are learning chef and chef apprentice. So there's a lot of things in our continuing education catalog that's not just for the high school graduate, but those folks who might be 30, 40, or 50 years old. And students who take continuing education that are in their 60s go to the community college tuition free. Anyone over the age of 60 can sign up for a majority of our credit and non-credit classes and attend tuition free.
That's wonderful. I think that's really important to highlight because often we think about back to school and more school age, and of course for Anne Arundel Community College we're thinking fresh out of high school, but there are so many opportunities for continuing education, and folks out there should really be looking at those courses and seeing what they can take.
Oh, that's great, and it's easy to remember how to get in contact with us. Our website is www.aacc.edu. And our phone number is really simple. It's AACC. So our phone number is 410-777-AACC or 2222. So they can call us. That one number will be able to help them and direct them to financial aid or the admissions office, or to talk to folks in the admissions office like myself. If they're Spanish speakers, the college has really enjoyed having some specialists in the admissions office that speak Spanish. So we don't want to let English as a second language or being a Spanish speaker be a barrier. We have a college tour that's given in Spanish, but we have an on-site counselor who can speak Spanish and help those students get enrolled and be able to communicate with the parents. Usually the students can speak English very well, but I think our responsibility is to inform the parents and the grandparents that making that decision to come to college is a good and worthwhile decision.
Well, Jim, you're clearly an inspirational guy, and I'm sure anybody who's thinking about taking some courses at the college, please come see Jim because I think he would inspire
We're going to get you signed up,
get you ready to go.
Sounds like you're ready and willing to talk to anybody who's got some questions.
Absolutely.
And before you go, we've got an exciting reveal today.
That's right. Let's see it.
We've
what do we got here?
our new mascot.
Look at that. Look at that.
We have got the AACC Riverhawks.
The Riverhawks is our new athletic mascot, and you'll see it on our sweatshirts, our t-shirts, and hopefully on the backs of our winning women's and men's teams.
Yes, we love our seabirds around here.
It looks fantastic.
It's
Good
great.
job.
Very nice.
Well, Jim, thank you for being on the show, and we hope to have you again. And you can tell us about how many folks you landed for this fall semester.
Yes.
Well, thank you, and thank you for your commitment to education and all the good things you do. You really share a message that's powerful and helpful to our students.
Yours as well, and thank you. Have a happy school year.
Thank you.
We're going to come back after a quick break. Don't go away.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Welcome back. We always love our trips into the future, but the show is called Week in Review. So Sara Gannon traveled back in time to a historic church on the Broadneck and filed this report about a book coming out you might want to check out.
Thanks, Kristin and Dave. We are at the Asbury Broadneck United Methodist Church, and today I'm here with these lovely ladies, and we are going to talk about the historic cemetery behind us and also discuss the book that they have written. This is Eleanor, Cynthia, and Barbara. Thanks, ladies, for joining me today. Eleanor, can you tell me a little bit about the property here behind us?
Well, Asbury United Methodist Church and this property was purchased in 1884 by the trustees of Asbury United Methodist Church. The cornerstone was laid 2 years later, but however, we have many people who are interned in this cemetery, one by the name of Nelson Stevens, who was a former slave, Civil War hero, father who served in the Civil War in 1862. The cemetery holds approximately 1,800 people or more in this cemetery. A lot of the tombstones, headstones, and footstones aren't visible, but however, through the Maryland State Archives and the National Archives, we have documented a lot of the burials that are people who are interred in this cemetery. Me and our researchers, Cynthia Dark, Dr. Barbara Miles, Mary Cromwell, who isn't here, Deborah Henson, and also Mary Cromwell, and we had some other people to help us document this historical cemetery. And Pat Hunt as well is one of our members that isn't here today, but she helped us document the cemetery.
Now, how long did it take you to research and format the book?
Well, technically, the research has been done over 30 years, but we actually started in January of 2014, documenting, going out to the archives, gathering pictures and photographs from the members of the church, members in the community. They were very supportive with what we were doing, and we just finally finished the book on July 29th.
Very good. Now, Ms. Dart, do you have any events coming up for the book?
Yes, we do. We have the book signing that will be held at the Anne Arundel County Library on West Street on August the 17th. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. We'll have light refreshments there, and you can buy a book. They'll be on sale there.
Now, will you all be signing the books, or?
Yes, we will.
You will
That will be part of the program on the 17th.
Okay. Do you have any other book signings coming up that you know of?
Well, we'll also have something at the church later on.
Okay. Well, please keep us posted on that. And ladies, do you have a Facebook page or a website? Where can they find you if they would like to purchase the book?
We do have a website, and that is http://broadneckheritageproject.weebly.com. And I might want to mention that we are trying to get as many book sales before our event on August 17th, our book signing and our slideshow presentation prior to meeting at the library. We cannot collect any money at the library, so we need to have all orders in by August 10th. And if you visit our website, you will be able to get additional information. We are updating the website. So we'll have PowerPoint presentation, light refreshments, and we have a little gift for some people who may want to answer some questions about that cemetery. So we have a questionnaire, and if you answer as many questions as you can about the cemetery and the church property, you may win a nice little gift.
Wow. Fantastic. Thank you for all of your hard work and your dedication to this wonderful book. I have been able to look through it, and it is so informative about the area, a lot of history. So please, if you get a chance, take a look at the Nelson's Rest book. It's got a lot of history about Broadneck. So thank you, and back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sarah. Again, the book is called Nelson's Rest, and the signing is August 17th at the Annapolis Library. So get on out and check it out. So we're
Sounds
talking.
like an interesting book.
I think so too.
Yep.
Yeah. Any great summer reads this time around?
Honestly, I have not gotten around. I do have some book. I have a stack of books that I need to get to.
That's all right.
I'm embarrassed to say so.
Do you do your reading at home or when you go away, or?
Definitely when I go away. I love
Okay.
reading on the beach.
On the beach,
when I like to go to
absolutely.
the beach and do absolutely nothing. That's my perfect beach vacation.
And I'm a book nerd. I still like a physical book. Do you do an e-reader or?
Are we talking about Harry Potter?
No, we're not talking about Harry Potter, but I love Harry Potter, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Just wanted to.
Wingardium
establish that.
Leviosa.
Right.
You have no idea what I said.
I've seen a little bit of the movie,
All
maybe.
right. So do you have an e-reader or do you use regular books?
I don't have an e-reader, no. I have books. Well, my mom is an avid reader.
Okay.
I mean, voracious. Voracious, is that what it is?
Voracious?
She's a voracious reader. So she will periodically bring something to my attention, and so I have a little bit of a backlog going on, I have to admit.
All right.
Yeah.
So we were talking.
What about you?
Me.
What are you reading right now?
Books. I think I was really, really diving deep into an issue of Vogue magazine
Wow.
last night. I need to get back into reading books. I haven't done that enough this summer.
I didn't want you to think less of me, but yeah, I mean, like, whenever,
it's hard.
Whenever I read, I will buy, the New York Times, the Washington Post, Rolling Stone, Time, all the bunch of magazines, and
Yeah.
I'll just read it all through. Like, that's what I
love
usually
grabbing
like to
Baltimore Magazine and just seeing what other, of course, the Annapolis Magazine, and seeing what cool new spots there
What's Up
are.
Annapolis?
What's Up Annapolis? But no, if you've got any great book recommendations out there, definitely hop on the Facebook
And send
Arundel
those to-
TV
send those to
page.
Kristin.
Or Dave.
Oh, yes.
I am always looking for new things to read, and I just haven't gotten down to it this summer, but my schedule's lightening up a bit, and I'd like
Is there
to get
something
back into
you would
reading.
like to read?
There are a lot of more books that I want to read, but I like more mystery, fiction, like suspense.
You know what? I almost forgot. I actually have done some reading over the summer. We are working on a new program that is going to be a history show.
Okay.
And our first show, this is breaking news right here, is going to be about who is Anne Arundel.
Who is Anne Arundel?
The person.
Anne
You know
Arundel.
anything about Anne Arundel?
I did a report a long time ago.
Really?
Yes.
That's very impressive.
We were doing Lord Calvert and
Yes, very good.
Yes, this was back at Davidsville Elementary many, I won't say how many years ago.
Well, there you go. So, I spent some time at the Maryland Reading Room at the Annapolis Library, which is very nice. And they have a very good collection. Some folks at the community college are helping me do the research. So I think I could pretty much be quizzed on anything we know about Anne Arundel, and I
Good
would
for
do
you.
pretty well.
I should
So
buff up
that's
on
been
my
fun.
Anne Arundel history.
You have to watch the show.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. Promise.
I also want to give a quick shout out to all the libraries because they came out strong presence at National Night Out.
They did.
were out and about and had some great exhibits at all of the National Night Outs.
And we were both there.
We were both there.
It was
I
very
was at the
nice.
North County one.
We got
but
rained on. It was hot, and
I
then
was
it rained.
inside.
Yeah.
But-
Well, I got rained on.
Yeah, well,
Hopefully, luckily the camera still works.
But especially all you kids out there, make sure you're getting in the library and getting your read on. School's almost back.
And listen to police officers too.
That's right. That's right.
And teachers.
And teachers. So we were talking about our first job that we had, Hackingers and Louis Baysox.
Right.
Was there anything that you thought you'd be doing as a kid that you did not? Was a dream job and you never obtained that goal?
I mean, look, a Jewish kid from Rockville. I mean, my mom expected me to be a lawyer.
Right. But what was your dream? What did you want to do?
I think I want to be a rock star.
I think we all.
Don't we all want to be? And
Some
look,
of us
you
have
realize
it.
the dream.
Some of us don't. That's all right.
But look at me now.
Look at you now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you are.
It's way better than being
star.
a lawyer. Anyway, that wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or Google Plus by simply searching Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county, and we'll see you next time.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.